Morning, afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending where you are in the world. It's quite funny. It's the third time I've done this video and I accidentally deleted it twice. So let's get to the point. This is on freedom, yeah, and what it truly means. So I was talking on the other video, the first one that I accidentally deleted, and some people did watch it, so they most probably remember more than me. I was talking about how we act in a society when it becomes lawless. That's freedom, isn't it, really? Lawlessness. And that's when people go out and smash all the shops up and riot and attack people and maybe even go to the point of raping, beating up, robbing, stealing, burning cars. Why would we act that way if we were given freedom? Well, while man is repressed and taught not to feel emotions and controlled and hemmed in, we can make not only man do horrific things, but then also man will do horrific things to each other. The only way we're going to truly change that is to develop ourselves, to become more in tune with our feelings, to become more in tune with our emotional needs, and to be able to express ourselves in the correct manner. So to be truthful about this, I think the biggest fault is the way that men are brought up, because men create more of the wrongs in the world than women, don't they? We're the ones that rape women, we're the ones that go to war predominantly, we're the ones that kill and murder and attack and rob and steal, become the leaders of big drug gangs and other gangs. We form gangs, everything from biker gangs through to street gangs. So if you really think about it, why are we so inclined to do that? Well, because we're taught not to show our emotions, we're taught not to show our feelings, we're taught that we're meant to doubt all of those things. The more we can teach a man to doubt his own feelings and the way he feels about himself, the more we can control him. And then we wonder why these emotionally retarded males get into the worst gangs of it all, out of them all, sorry. And that's terrorism, because that is also a gang, isn't it? They're taught to believe in something because they were never taught to believe in themselves. These gangs are the worst gangs in the world at the moment. They're the ones that have created more misery and done some of the most horrific things. But why do these people become terrorists? Then answer this question, because sadly most of these kids are brought up in environments and places which is perfect, the perfect place, perfect breeding ground for these type of people to get involved in. Because we teach kids not to believe in themselves, not to express their emotions, that especially young boys and men, don't cry like girls, don't play football like girls, don't do this like girls. So then we tell them that the female way of being is weak. And the female way of being is to show their feelings. It's okay for a little girl to run crying to her dad, but it's not so okay for a little boy to run crying to his dad. How wrong is that, really? And if a guy becomes gay when he gets older, it's perfectly okay for him to show his emotions. He's a man. Just because he's gay, it makes it okay for him to show his emotions, but not for a straight guy to show his emotions? How wrong is that? Really think about it. How really messed up is that? That it's okay because he's gay, or because he's gay and he likes other men, it's okay for him to be effeminate. But it's not alright for a straight guy to show his emotions, so he's deemed effeminate or gay or weird, you know? I've always worn my heart on my sleeve and shown my emotions to the best of my needs. I was scared of showing my emotion while I was in school and being the person I wanted to be. I tried to fit in as best as I could and struggled quite a lot. I couldn't read or write properly. But my freedom was hemmed in because, I was brought up in a mining community where men are men and they're meant to be tough and not show their feelings and fight and do all the stuff. And we used to do some crazy shit when we were younger. But really, when we really think about it, none of us would have been doing any of that if really we were taught to be more in tune with our emotional status, more in tune with what we truly are, more in tune with who we're meant to be. And it's sad, really, when you think about it, that out of all of these things that we do in our lives, we don't truly show ourselves what we really want. We don't say to people when we're unhappy about stuff. We don't say to people when we want to do something else. That's freedom also, isn't it? So if we're going to start with freedom, really freedom, it has to start on the most subtle levels first. With showing your emotions, with being truthful. That's what being truthful really means. Everybody thinks they're so brave and so tough, and then you ask them to show their emotions and ask them to expose their deepest secrets, and they become terrified of letting somebody in. Most of these really strong, tough people, you get underneath the surface and talk to them, they were either beaten up or abused or come from an environment where they were taught not to show their emotions. They're fearful of showing their emotions. I've not met one tough guy when I've talked to him for long enough and got underneath their skin that really wants to be that way. None of them really want to be that way. None of them want to be in an environment, but they say, what choice have I got? It's all I have. It's all I've known. That's quite sad, really. So, freedom. We can only send men to war to fight for a freedom that doesn't exist when we make them unbalanced. If we taught all men to be in touch with their feelings, they would less likely go to war, fight in a battle, and kill people for causes which don't truly exist most of the time. And I'm not talking about the Second World War when Jews were getting murdered and we had to go against the Nazis because that was a good cause. But most of the modern causes that we've been told is freedom isn't really, is it? It's been for oil or land or greed or need or some man's purpose or a religious cause which doesn't truly exist because no religion would want you to go and kill another man. Like the Rage Against Machine song, I won't do what you told me. That song just says it all, really. You know, we're taught to fight for Queen and country or for God, and really nobody wants to go and kill other people. No man wants to pull that trigger. And if every person with a gun in their hand put the gun down and didn't pull that trigger, there would be no war. So what is the cause of war? Having emotionally unstable people. So if society as a whole became more balanced and allowed every man to be individual, allowed every person to show their emotions the way they wanted to, allowed us to treat women better because of our emotional selves are better, that would be freedom. And until we can actually do that as a society, we will keep repeating the same mistakes. The only way forward is to change the way we're bringing our children up and to change ourselves so that our children and our children's children have a chance to be what they truly are. Otherwise, we're just living in a cruel world that stops us from being what we truly are. Freedom is to be, to see, to say. But to say and nurture good things in man, not bad things. Just because we say we have the freedom to speak, just because of that reason, it doesn't mean we should say bad stuff. So here's to showing each other love, emotion, and to starting to fight for true freedom. Freedom to be able to be what you're truly meant to be. This is Namaste Nick, sending you love, and I hope that you enjoy my videos. Like, share, and have an amazing day. God bless you all.